The 300-year-old classical national puppet theater of Japan, Bunraku, is a convergence of many arts. Puppet carving itself is an art, a traditional craft handed down within families from generation to generation since the 18th century. The heads are unusually small, since the puppet eventually will be 3/4 man size, that is, 3.5 to 4 feet tall. They are the opposite of those ancient Grecian sculpted heads, which were always slightly larger than life. But if the heads of these puppets were any larger, and they do increase in size according to the grandeur of the role, then according to Japanese aesthetics, they would be too visible and take the concentration away from the grace of the body movements. So they are lacquered and painted into bright visibility. Puppets first appeared in Japan in the 9th century, but these sophisticated, highly developed and expressive ones we will see today belong above all to the 18th century. Puppets as vehicles for classical literature were standardized by 1734. When dressed, a female puppet weighs around 13 pounds. A male warrior, say, in full armor, almost 50 pounds. Small wonder, then, that the puppets require 3 operators. A lead puppeteer holds the doll in his left hand by means of a special grip in the back of the doll's chest. His fingers pull on the strings to move the eyes and sometimes eyebrows and mouth. Puppets do not attempt to imitate talking. That would be ventriloquism and vulgar. The lead puppeteer's right hand controls the right hand and arm of the puppet. A second manipulator moves the left hand of the puppet in perfect coordination and synchronization with the right hand. And a third operates the legs. The result of all this elaboration of wood and strings and paper and paint is a creature who almost seems to have a life of its own. Bunraku means literally literary pleasures, and this quite accurately establishes the preeminence of literature or text within the classical puppet theater of Japan. It is thanks largely to Chikamatsu Monzaemon, his dates are 1653 to 1725, that the literature of the puppet theater attains international stature. Originally, Monzaemon wrote for the kabuki in Tokyo, but he became cross and worn out with actors failing to learn his immortal lines, or if they did, changing them. So he left kabuki in Tokyo and went to Osaka to write for the mute, speechless puppets who obeyed his slightest nuance. Monzaemon used the theater